Once upon a time, in a charming village nestled by a serene river, there lived a young, compassionate, and trusting lad named Michael. He was the cherished and only son of his parents. Michael possessed a remarkable innocence that made him vulnerable to the tricks of even the youngest of children. However, Michael harbored grand dreams and aspirations in his heart, and he was unwavering in his determination to surmount any obstacles that crossed his path. He stood ready to confront these challenges head-on. Yet Michael's life was riddled with toxic individuals who seemed determined to thwart his progress and hinder his achievements. These individuals constantly criticized, belittled, and discouraged him. To his dismay, many of them were none other than his own friends, relatives, and neighbors, driven by envy and resentment. Initially, Michael attempted to brush off their negativity and continued his pursuit of his dreams. However, as time wore on, their persistent pessimism began to chip away at his self-confidence and motivation. Doubts crept into his mind, and he started questioning his own abilities. Realizing that these toxic influences were dragging him down, Michael knew he had to take action. One day, he resolved to confront these negative individuals in his life. He expressed how their toxic behavior and hurtful words were affecting him and that he could no longer tolerate it. Some of them offered apologies, while others persisted in their toxicity. Michael realized that cutting ties with these toxic individuals was challenging but essential for his well-being and success. From that day forward, he consciously sought out supportive and positive people who could inspire and motivate him on his journey. One peaceful day, while Michael was sitting beneath a towering tree beside the picturesque village pond, a few of his once negative friends, who had since achieved prosperity in their lives, approached him with inquiries about his future plans and past accomplishments. Though Michael had much to share, he remained reticent. He sensed that these friends were not genuinely interested in his well-being, and their insincere inquiries stung him. This encounter left Michael feeling somewhat ambivalent about his dreams and aspirations. The questions from his once negative friends left him in a state of contemplation, stirring a whirlwind of emotions within him. He began to question the path he had chosen and wondered if his ambitions were indeed worth pursuing, given the doubts that had now crept into his mind. Troubled by these thoughts, he found himself lying awake at night, gazing at the starry sky, searching for answers among the constellations. It was during one such restless night that he decided to seek guidance and support from an old and wise Zen master, a recommendation that came from one of his closest friends. He spent days preparing for the journey, both mentally and physically, reflecting on the questions that weighed on his heart. What was the true purpose of his dreams? Were they mere fantasies, or could they be turned into a reality that would bring not only personal fulfillment, but also benefit to the world around him? With his knapsack packed and his mind focused, Michael embarked on the challenging journey to meet the Zen master. As he approached the tranquil monastery, surrounded by nature's grandeur, he marveled at the serenity that enveloped the place. After embarking on a challenging journey, Michael finally reached the Zen master's tranquil monastery, nestled amidst towering valleys. With deep respect, Michael bowed before the master and recounted his experiences. He explained how people around him constantly taunted, discouraged, belittled, and disrespected him. His voice trembled as he shared the emotional turmoil that had plagued him. The Zen master listened intently, his eyes reflecting both compassion and wisdom. Then, he offered a gentle smile, which immediately put Michael at ease. With serene wisdom, the master spoke, "Michael, people often become envious and resort to negativity when they perceive someone as surpassing them in life's race. Take it as a sign that you're ahead." Michael, eager to find solutions, interjected, "But how do I deal with these toxic people, master?" The Zen master continued, "My son, many face the challenge of toxic people in their lives. These individuals are negative, rude, mean, or dishonest, aiming to bring others down. They create stress and unhappiness." He then imparted 3 valuable lessons to Michael on how to handle toxic people. The first lesson is to never give them your undivided attention. Focus on what truly matters to you and ignore distractions. By concentrating on your path, you become impervious to their negativity. When we concentrate on our work and priorities, we won't have time for the drama or to dwell on others' mistakes. Michael, no matter where you go, you'll encounter such toxic people who always try to bring you down to their level. The second lesson is not to respond to them. Your silence can be the best reply. When you don't engage with their toxicity, their words lose their power. Toxic people thrive on eliciting reactions from others. By choosing not to react, you take away their ammunition. Instead, invest your energy in productive endeavors and positive relationships. Your silence, when grounded in self-assurance, becomes a shield against their negativity. Michael, you don't have to make space for people who cause you pain, suffering, or make you feel small. It's one thing if someone admits their mistakes and tries to change. But if a person ignores your feelings, crosses your boundaries, and continues to harm you, then it's best to distance yourself from them. Always remember, Michael, toxic people can even be found within your own family. Negative and toxic individuals aren't limited to those outside your home. They tend to be self-centered and focus solely on their interests, often at the expense of others. They're manipulative and know how to get what they want. The third lesson is to learn the art of letting go. Release toxic people from your life so you can grow and live happily. Sometimes it's necessary to create distance for your own well-being. Holding on to toxic relationships can weigh you down, like carrying a heavy burden. It's not an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-care. By letting go of these negative influences, you make space for positivity and personal growth. Just as a gardener prunes dead branches to nurture healthy ones, you must remove toxicity from your life to flourish and thrive. Michael, you should never feel guilty about removing toxic people from your life. It doesn't matter if it's a family member, a romantic partner, a childhood friend, or someone you've recently met. You don't have to make space for people who make you feel bad, who break your spirit, or consistently disregard your feelings. They may act friendly when you're useful to them, but once you're no longer of use, they won't remember your kindness. These individuals are selfish and mean right from the start. So, it's wise to distance yourself from them as much as possible. They carry negative energy that can affect others with their actions. After sharing these 3 valuable lessons with Michael on how to handle toxic people in life, the Zen master closes his eyes and resumes his meditation. Michael stands up and expresses his gratitude to the master for imparting these invaluable teachings about dealing with toxic people, as well as for the guidance and spiritual support he received. After respectfully bowing before the master, Michael departs from the monastery. From that point on, whenever he encounters negativity or toxic individuals in his village or elsewhere, he refrains from reacting to them. He no longer dwells on what these negative elements might be saying about him, whether it's positive or negative. Gradually, by taking control of his relationships and surrounding himself with positivity, Michael overcomes the obstacles on his path and achieves the long-held dreams he always aspired to realize. If you enjoyed this motivational story, please remember to like this video and subscribe to our Wisdom to Tell YouTube channel. We look forward to reconnecting with you soon. Until then, take good care of yourself.